game to victory. It's Newton's Panthers going up against Foles' Eagles.
Okay, Larry, thank you. We are just off I-95 at the home of the Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field on the south side of Philadelphia. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. The kicker, Graham Gano, set to put his foot into this one. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he'll get this up to about the 40. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. If these kinds of lanes are available, you have to feel like he's going to have a pretty big game on the ground.
Yeah, you can tell early on he's got a little burst in his step, and that's a big pickup right there on first down.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And some room to maneuver. Jay Ajayi's going to go. Past the 20. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay Ajayi, 60 yards. And the Eagles have taken the early lead. You talk about explosion plays. Here's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Elliott now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Shifts by him. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
Now a first down throw for Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. Got some room at the 30. And he gets this one all the way up to the 40-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
This defense not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
2nd and 10. Newton again. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. And give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know, I mean, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Back to the ground on first. It's McCaffrey looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Tried to get the edge there. The defense just too quick to the ball.
That's what we call total team defense there. Can't get to the edge, no place to move it inside, and then allows everyone else to run to the ball and create a big-time tackle for no gain for the offense.
From the 50, Newton. This is caught. It's Greg Olsen. And he's brought down. Newton to Olsen there for a Carolina first down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts him in some.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Donnell Allerby coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. On 2nd down, here's Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. From the red zone now, Newton. And that'll be caught. Touchdown, Panthers. Olsen. Greg Olsen, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. On the return, it's Kenyon Barner. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Eagles will take over here in just a second on offense. And Charles, as you look back to the Super Bowl title run that they just had, what were some of the moves that made that possible?
I'll keep it on the offensive side of the ball because I thought their front office did a fantastic job of having answers in case things happen. Carson Wentz goes out. Well, they had signed Nick Foles to back him up. That worked out pretty well. Getting Alshon Jeffrey as a weapon outside to help them in the passing game. Darren Sproles gets hurt at running back. Corey Clement was signed as an undrafted free agent. He filled in well, and they traded for Jay Ajayi. And how about Jason Peters losing the all-world left tackle? And Halapua Vitae, who they drafted the year before, filled in quite capably. They had answers for everything they needed.
Foles. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Now Foles. He finds Ajayi, and he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Foles. Hurts has it left side. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. A gain of 7, and they pick up the first. Back back live with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Eagles with the ball here to begin quarter number 2. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. They set up the screen to Ajayi. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A good pickup there on first as a screen pass gets him 8.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
Back to throw here. And he fires one incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd and short.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play. Perhaps they overthought this one a little bit. They've been running it real well on this drive, and it was 3rd and short, okay? They decided to throw the football incomplete. Yeah, they might have thought just a little bit too hard about that play selection.
Now Jake Elliott for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. And Elliott puts this one through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So a little fortunate there because that one was definitely leaking right.
Without a doubt, maybe about the width of a football or so inside that right upright. But he got it to go.
This is fielded at the goal line. Able to spin free. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. So the football switching hands here in just a second. And, you know, Tom Brady, just to go off on a tangent for a second, may have lost the Super Bowl. But 3rd MVP this past season, and what he did at age 40, really something, right, Charles?
Absolutely phenomenal. Ended up beating out Todd Gurley, the running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But he would have traded it for a Super Bowl win, don't you think? How about this? The last 9 NFL MVPs to play in the Super Bowl that same season, 0-9.
Yeah.
You go all the way back to Kurt Warner in, what, 1999 where he won the double?
We were going over that stat earlier. That is hard to believe.
But he would have been the MVP had the Patriots pulled that one out.
Yeah, he still has 5 rings, though. 5 Super Bowl titles for Brady. Eluding the pressure right. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Here's Newton now on 2nd down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Vinny Curry in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. Throwing on 3rd down, Newton. And that is incomplete.
Well, no second guessing the call here. It was 3rd and long, so throwing the football was probably the smart play to try and pick it up. But they don't get it, and now the defense goes off the field feeling pretty good about themselves, gaining some momentum as they force them into a likely punting situation.
Now look at this, 4th and 12, and they're going to line up to go for it. They are going to go for it. It's Newton. And it is incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. Predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Before the possession switches here, I had written down that I wanted to talk about some of the awards this past season in the NFL. We know Brady was the MVP, but Todd Gurley, Offensive Player of the Year.
How about that for a bounce back? Many were questioning whether he'd had a sophomore slump the season before. Didn't even get to 1,000 yards. Was a dominant force in 2017. How about his teammate Aaron Donald on the defensive side? He took home Defensive Player of the Year award.
Yeah, very impressive. They had both sides of the ball. Sean McVay deserving, I think you would agree, of Coach of the Year.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what he did for the Rams.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Jay Ajayi. He's ground and through the air. And the Eagles add on to their lead. It's good to make it 17-7. Elliott now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. Ooh, the juke. They juked him. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. I want to give a hat tip real quick, Charles, to J.J. Watt before the possession switches here. Walter Payton, NFL Man of the Year. They totaled up how much he helped raise for hurricane relief, $37 million.
Incredible. Hurricane Harvey, which really hit the Houston area in a big way, and his original goal was $200,000. So congratulations to J.J. Watt and all the people who participated. And Greg Olsen of the Panthers, Benjamin Watson of the Ravens, both tight ends, also nominated and finalists for the most prestigious award as determined by the NFL, the Walter Payton Man of the Year Award.
Newton on first down. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Fletcher Cox busting through to get him for a loss of 6. To throw on second down is Newton. And this one is incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and it's third down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. Incomplete pass on second down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on third. To throw is Newton. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a fourth down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Philadelphia after this. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on fourth. They will go for it. Now Newton. And this is incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. CD, I want to get your thoughts on some potential free agents this offseason before we change the possession here. Now, caution, many of these guys could be re-signed, I know, but who are some of them? Kirk Cousins is one.
Yeah, we're talking about difference makers. Kirk Cousins at the quarterback position. He's going to be coveted around the league by quarterback-needy teams. Case Keenum had a big year. Could he move? But how about running backs? Le'Veon Bell, Dion Lewis, some pass catchers, Jimmy Graham, Jarvis Landry, Sammy Watkins, and not the guy who goes and gets quarterbacks. DeMarcus Lawrence had a monster year for Dallas last season.
Yeah, a lot of big names that could be out there as free agents.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
He'll drop to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Trey Burton, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. And partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern in the middle of the end zone.
And ordinarily, that's a tough spot to find because there's usually coverage to take away that portion of the field. But they found a gap, and they exploited it.
Elliott now to kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Before the offense changes hands here, let's look back at the Super Bowl February 5th. What a game. I know you were there calling it offensively, though. Impressive on both sides.
It certainly was, and let's face it, if you're in Minnesota, it's cold outside, but you talk about the offenses, they heated up in a big way. And how about Nick Foles? The backup quarterback turned MVP, 373 yards, 3 touchdowns, and, of course, the big one receiving on the Philly special.
Quite a story. And as you and I were talking about off air, it was just a fluid game. Not a lot of penalties, just really clean play.
Exactly the type of game the NFL needed for the audiences at home watching the game and, of course, people in attendance. A really well-played game.
On first down, Newton. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. On 2nd and 10, Newton. Now they go screen. It's complete. Tough running, but not a lot to show for it. They stop him shy of the 25. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Newton. Got his target, Samuel. The 30. The 20. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Panthers are able to cut into this lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
So they're going to go for 2. Here's a toss coming right. And he'll get in for the 2 points as that'll cut the lead down from 11 to 9. Gano out to kick this one away. Short kick here, fielded about the 17. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Jay's gonna go. 20. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jay on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Eagles add on to their lead. Elliott now to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. Elliott now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Shift together here from the D-line. On first down, it's Newton. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. To throw on second down, Newton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malcolm Jenkins. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Completes it to Ajayi. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 3 on the play, and it's a second down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Looking to throw on second down. Newton. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Ertz over the middle. And he is going to be knocked flat on his back. Oh, a big hit at the 32-yard line. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, He can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And Jeffrey's got it. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Here's Ajayi. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. They run again with Ajayi. And a big collision there as he winds up flat on his back. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
They'll set up a throw. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Ajayi, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles add 6 to their lead. They'll look to throw here. A big hit. Knocked down sideways near the 25. Elliott now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Oh, he shifts past him. And he will take it back only to about the 13-yard line here.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. 12 yards there as they move the chains. Now a first down throw for Newton. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Here's Newton, flushed out right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
On 2nd down, here's Newton. Over the middle, complete to Samuel. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really good pickup of 28 yards. On 1st and 10, Newton. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And a big tackle there as the defender runs right through him at the 18-yard line. The first down screen pass, good for 5. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when who told me, I'm care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
The Panthers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Newton throwing again. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Again, Newton. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
To the air again, Newton. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. They gotta have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. They come out here in the I. And it's 3rd down and goal from the 4. They'll run with McCaffrey. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. A great effort there. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Panthers, they're able to draw a bit closer. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. Now a toss going left. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And the Eagles hands team able to cover it up. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the 4th.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
Now Foles. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Foles. They set up the screen to Ajayi, and he gets it down to the 32. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That's going to be their 2nd. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning, and we'll be back. Here's Foles. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. Again, he'll drop to throw. And bringing it in, this is Selleck over the middle. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at